And I should be live 1 minute early, Mom, if you're here. If you're not, then you're not going to know the difference. She had texted me earlier and said that she'll check about 9:15 because I'm always late anyway. Let me turn this phone down. So howdy, howdy. Hope y'all are all doing well. I'm running late tonight. Decided to take a little walk. Hello, Lisa. Ray had just texted me, asked me if I fell asleep. Nope, been out taking a walk. How you doing, Ray? And Wendy, if you're there. If you're not, hi anyway. Anyway, went out walking to enjoy life. Where the tornadoes are? Well, the tornadoes the other night was southwest of us, about 50 miles. I haven't even looked at the radar tonight. It rolled in last night about 1 or 2 o'clock, but it was just a line of rain. Oh, there's some out in West Texas. Oh, there's a tornado. Oh, no. No. I see what you're talking about now. Let's see which way they're going. Yeah. See that? The little red squares are tornado warnings. Looks like they are heading. Actually, don't have much of a track. That one's got some hail in it. That one's going south. The one on the northern part up here is going due east. So we might get rain again. That's way out in West Texas. Looks like it'll probably hit about 3 o'clock in the morning again. Hello, Wendy. I've been watching Max Velocity and a few Storm Chasers. I love getting out there in the weather. I don't do it as much now because of my mom said, I found you. I was 1 minute earlier than you predicted. By the way, how do you like that and that? Somebody done been to what? Not Walmart, but the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree slash Dollar Family Dollar or Dollar General, whichever one Dollar Tree is part of. There's one going out of business. The girl that had I sold no, no, I love it, but the reason why I don't go as much is because I don't want the hail damage on my car. I didn't want the hail damage on my other cars, and as long as if you're watching the radar and you got a good radar app, you really don't have too much to worry about when you're out there because you can watch if you'll pay attention to it. Me and my daughter was out been a few years ago, and we was down a dead end road, and there was a storm chaser between the highway and where we were, and you could see it on the radar, and you could physically see the hell shaft heading our way. And I said, we better get out of here. We're going to get covered up. And that storm spotter, it was with the local spotter unit group, and he got slammed. We passed him up. Hard to tell what it is in the dark. It's plants. Still can't really. Well, here. Oh. Well, I feel my age right now. Can you see now? Oh, I better not grab it like that because you know these are alive. There. And there it is, folks. Hey, I'm Amazon associate. So any qualifying purchases, I'll tell you one thing do not purchase at the Dollar Tree is the little plastic fencing that is $1.25 each. That is garbage. I got some. The little tabs that you got the little deals like this, and then the hook on the other one goes in there. Those little deals break off. The little loop-de-doo things break off. You can't get the little plastic stakes hardly down in the ground, and that's mud out front. Not, well, that ain't too bad lighting, is it? Actually, accidentally dimmed it. That ain't too bad. Oh, yeah, 50% off everything in the store. Mom, that's the one on Jacksboro Highway and Midwestern Parkway, where I think it was the Mexican grocery store. What was it, McDuff's, long, long time ago. Anyway, everything's 50% off. Hello, Mary. But anyway, I got those two plants, fencing. I hate to say how much I spent, but it was 50% off. But the girl, what I was getting at, I had a foot massager, and she had messaged me last night that she wanted it, and if she had enough money after she paid her bill, she wanted to buy it. Come find out that's where she worked because she couldn't. She's having to work a double today, and now I understand why. It's a madhouse in there, and you have to carry everything with you until you can finally find a cart or basket. And yeah, but see, she paid me 40 for the foot massager. Well, she got a really good deal on that, but I'm tired of carrying it around and having it. And I spent 72 and that was 50% off. But I got those two plants, and I bought a couple of little ones about this tall, two hanging baskets. But I got to get some flowers or something to put in them. I think Emily is going to look that up tomorrow. We went walking earlier, so and it was past her bedtime. But gonna get some plastic flowers and put in there. Anyway, trying to fix it up a little bit. My little flowers, my real flowers, up about that tall now. I did get some Miracle-Gro at Walmart. You can't. Used to, you could buy for flowers and tomatoes or roses or whatever, and it came with a sprayer. Now the little stuff for flowers is by itself, roses by itself. You can buy the sprayer, but it's like $14. I went ahead and got it, but it's for, I guess, all-purpose garden flower food. But I figured this dirt out here probably don't have much nutrients in it, so we'll try to get them to come alive. If they don't, then I may just buy some fake ones and stick them in the ground. That's what Mom suggested to do to begin with. That would take a lot of room. I bought 16 of those plastic fence things because UPS or FedEx, one of them, keeps walking through it. They got a big old foot and work boot. Hello, Pork Chop. Hope you're doing well. Well, it don't look like much right now. And that is crappy fence. Look at that. Look how crooked that is. And that was fighting and struggling, trying to get it in there. But the little loop things just break off. Oh, and I did buy a little rug to put right inside the door. But you can see my little flowers, maybe if I can get it to focus. If we can get the glare off of it. There. Can you see that? Oh. The little flowers are coming out. No, I had those plants out on the table. So anyway, maybe that'll keep. It's good enough, but I would not recommend those. They're lucky I'm not doing a review. Smart View. What is that? I guess I hit something. And the two hanging baskets, I guess you could see them up there in the picture. But thanks. Thank you, Ray. Maybe it'll shape up and it'll look like something before July or August when it all dies out because it's hot and dry. But you know, the water bill, no more than that is, I can probably water it and not have to worry about it. Because the water bill here, and I don't know how it is everywhere else, but they average it. So you can use a lot more and a lot less, and you're still going to pay $100 a month, and that's including trash. So anyway, why does my watch keep? Oh, how do you turn off? It's auto pause. I turned the walking thing on. Maybe that'll turn it off. My watch keeps vibrating. Anyway, we're going to see how the flowers do. And I had really nothing to talk about, y'all. And I was sitting there thinking, and I titled it, I think I titled it, Take Time for You. And that's true. And I don't do it enough. I used to do it. And y'all know, if y'all been watching for very long, which most of y'all have, I used to harp on that, to take the times, put down your phone, take the time, go walk around the lake, around the park, do something for a few minutes anyway, and enjoy life a little bit. And I got to start doing that again. Hello, Tim. I made a. Uh, speaking of which, I was even mentioned you, and that I haven't made the video yet, but I did a backpack review, a fishing backpack review, and then I had my GoPro on, so I made just a little video because you've been doing the fishing videos, and we're gonna have to talk about. We're gonna have to do a little challenge on fishing because we need to take the time for ourselves. And you've been fishing, and you've been driving me up the wall, thinking I want to go fishing, even though you didn't catch nothing, which I didn't either. But and at that lake probably won't. But I had to go out there and do a review anyway. But anyway, I'd mentioned you in that. I may try to get that done tomorrow and put it on. I'm just gonna put it on this channel. I usually put stuff like that on Dirty Seas Adventures, but it's not that many people watch it. More people watch this, and you can kind of tie it in with taking the time for yourself. You know, take a break from the hustle and bustle of gig life. Do you not see Wendy May? But anyway, I'm going to get that video done tomorrow. I was going to do it the other night when I was editing the backpack review, but I didn't get to it. And I've got one water dispenser purifier reviewed, and I got one to go. And then China Dolls is asking me about 4 other things, 2 or 3 of which are solar lights, like you sit on a table, and they want inside view and an outside view. So I was going to have to wait till dark anyway to do them. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I'll probably knock at least those out when I get off the live tonight, and then try to do that other second water purifier tomorrow. I was fishing again yesterday and got skunked again. Just getting out there, man. Just getting out there. You know what I was thinking, and you can't really, where I went, you can't really do it, but when you go over to where you have a lot of not so experienced fishermen or fisher people, and they get hung up and they're using line that's been on a reel for 5 years, and it's that monofilament, and it's about a 10-pound test, and now it's about a 1-pound test, and they get hung up. But and you could do this, Tim, because you're talking about the magnet fishing. I heard you talking about that. But to see, you could make a video to see how many lures and bobbers and hooks you can get in one outing. I just thought, because I got, when I went over to Lake Wichita, which is the lake here in Wichita Falls, I saw the bobber and there wasn't nobody fishing, and my line, it's not going to break. So two bobbers and 2 hooks, of course, on them, and they had a bunch of weights on them, and I just set them up on the those big concrete seawall, I guess you could call it. It's holding the dirt from eroding. But anyway, I set them up there. I thought somebody might come along and need them. But how many things can you if you've got a lake around there, like in town, because there's going to be a lot of people that don't. Um, and shoot, I do it too. Throw lures up in trees, and sometimes the wind catches it. And oh, I have something to say. It appears that Ray and Jay need adult supervision, and Ray threw you and Presley under the bus. Uh-oh. I thought the China dolls were mad at the USA. They haven't updated their spreadsheet in a very long. Oh, they changed it. Now they changed it. I'll. Hello, how are you, Sunny Chronicles? Uh, let's see. I'll send you that. A bad day of fishing is always better than a good day at work. Oh, absolutely. I will. I'll take care of that. Yeah, I don't like it as well, honestly, but they was doing both of them. The one that they've always had, the regular Google Docs, and now they've got like a web page. It's I don't know. Anyway, and some of the adult products they had, um, now they pixelate them and blur them. I don't know if somebody else started doing, taking care of the putting the stuff on the online for us to see, but they're blurring them out now. Did you hide her? She hide who? Who hid who? I haven't done nothing. I ain't doing nothing. My impression completely it was all innocent. Brenner, they say fishing is a sport. I guess that makes us absolutely. You are right. Hey, you know what? Some of the places I've been fishing, it is a sport, and it is. You have to be a little bit, not, maybe not an NFL status, but walking down the rocks, hiking about a quarter of a mile, carrying tackle box and stuff. That's why I kept that one backpack because I can ride my scooter with it, and I can put everything in the backpack, including my rod. So I kept one. Gave my grandson one for his Christmas or his birthday. My watch keeps. Why? Who knows anything about Samsung smartwatches? I got the little tracker thing going, and it keeps vibrating. I don't know how to turn it off. It says auto paused. You just no, no. It's got a little green man down there walking. I don't want to walk no more. Man, can you imagine the leg strength Jesus had in his legs? All that walking he did. I do a little bit of walking and my legs are hurting. Of course, a lot older than what he was, but No, I never hid Wendy. I never would. I don't know why I can't see her. I don't know. A while back, and he may have done it anyway, but man, my mind went blank. There's a gig worker that we all know, and he's always on Pedro's stuff. But Bud Soda. Uh, for some reason, when I would watch Steve's lives, Steve would say something about Bud Soda or comment back or put his what he had said, in the live, and I never saw him, but I don't know if Bud Soda blocked me or not. I mean, I'd said some things, nothing directly at him, but it's talking about people taking crap orders and multi-apping and putting wear and tear on their car and not making a lot compared to the wear and tear. And then their cars break down, and then they complain about not having no money to fix them. And that's because they wore them out. And I wasn't directing that at him, but he did do that a lot. But it was nothing personal. I was just saying, talking about, you should pick and choose your orders. Don't just take them. You're going to wear your car out, especially if you're doing like food delivery, because you do a lot of stopping and starting. Spark, things like that is not as much stopping and starting because you get your orders and you go. You're not going to McDonald's, Taco Bell, the different places. So you do put more miles on wear and tear on your car than food, I think. But what I know. But anyway, I don't know. I never saw him. I don't know if he blocked me or if it was just something like what seems to be going on here. Hello, Nana. Nana up 5. Shift and spark because I don't put so many miles on my. Exactly. That is one of the reasons why I started just doing spark. I mean, spark's gotten to where it's not as good as what it was, but I really think for the miles you put on your car doing DoorDash and Uber and Grubhub and all that, you can make just as much on Spark when you consider the less wear and tear, the less gas, the less miles on your car. Of course, everybody's all about multi apping and all that, but I'm your name is Yvonne. Um, Ivana. Is it Ivana or Yvonne? The only reason I know how to pronounce that is I knew somebody named Yvonne. My name's whatever you want to call me at the moment. But this is, I try to be family friendly in here. So, anyway, yeah, just Yvonne. Oh, okay, not Yvonne, it's Yvonne. Yvonne. Got it. Well, welcome. We just didn't really have much to talk about. Um, I just sometimes get on here and rattle, and at least I have an excuse to not talking to myself. At least I have an excuse just to rattle, because sometimes I'll just rattle and I don't have an excuse. I'm not in front of a camera. Oh, you ought to hear on my reviews. You ought to hear when I get through reviewing a product and I do my little spiel about I am Amazon associate, blah blah blah, and then I'll pause for a minute so I can cut it, and then I'll say, "And this is a piece of crap that ain't worth the trash." And every once in a while, you get those products like that. Well, I mainly do reviews on Amazon now, Yvonne, but it's still kind of like gig work, And I didn't even get my Walmart Plus this past month because I know you had, I think it's 20 deliveries a month you got to do. All my numbers was good, and apparently I didn't even do 20 deliveries last month. But it's awful nice only filling your car up once, maybe twice a month instead of twice a week. So I do a real good job. Well, I appreciate that. We are usually the crowd you see here is usually here on Thursday nights. Not every Thursday night, but most every Thursday night, and over on Wednesday nights on Grandpa's Random Reviews. It's more of the Amazon doing reviews and product reviews and things like that. But in all honesty, there's not much difference between this live and the other live because we still go off on tangents, and unless there's something really important, I I just fly by the seat of my pants. And if there is something really important, it's about 2 minutes worth of talking, and then there's open discussion, just whatever. I've thrown away a bunch of things I reviewed. They broke. So far, but a lot of the things I don't keep. I don't keep them and use them. Uh, I did get a comment on one of the bird feeders, the ones with the camera, and apparently the newer models, because used to you could watch the video on your phone and you could capture the video on your phone. But a guy commented today and said that you can't do that no more. The video automatically goes to the cloud, and you have to subscribe to the cloud to watch the videos. Which those bird feeder cameras are way overpriced anyway. They're $200, and they're worth about $39, in my opinion. And you can't used to you could use them for security cameras because nobody's going to look at a bird feeder and think that's a security camera. But if you can't watch the video now without subscribing, that to me that's worthless. The little purple bird feeder I did a while back don't have a camera on it. It's metal, and my only complaint is my birds are going to eat me out of house and home over here. But Atwoods has like a 40-pound bag for like $12, $14, I think. So I'll probably get that because even the dollar store for 8 pounds, it was like $10, and they can go through a bag in about 3 days. I've done more shipped the last few weeks than Spark. It's just my part-time gig, so I can be picky. That's what we used to talk about a lot. Is always be working on something else, and apparently you've got a regular job too. And that's if I can do it, anybody can do it. Because all I used to work at the state hospital, and then I worked police dispatch, and then it was my mom that had saw it on Facebook or something about, I think it was Grubhub or Uber Eats. Anyway, she's the one that told me about that. Where's your one? Told you so. Can't afford them birds. Yeah, yeah. And now I've got me a little squirrel. As long as he stays out of the house, we're good. But he'll come up here on the flower bed. He used to stay out there by the tree, but he's getting closer to the house. As long as he don't start chewing on the wood, we're good. We don't have shipped here yet. I think it's shipped at delivers for Target. And I had even asked them at Target who delivered for them, and I don't know. But there was a lady that I used to see her quite a bit. She did DoorDash and everything. She goes, "Oh yeah, ship's here." But when you go onto the Shipt app, it says it's not available in this area. So I think she might have been talking outside of her mouth. I don't know. We are going to probably have Amazon Flex by the end of the year, into 2026, because they're building a big distribution center here. So I may check into that if I can slow down on this, and I may not have to do it at all. I may just want to do it because I want to do it. And it's kind of, I used Spark, DoorDash, and all them to be working on something else. And I watched a guy one day talking about Amazon Vine, and I looked into it, and then I got an email because I was just looking into it, and I started just writing more regular reviews on the Amazon products that I had, just writing them. And then Amazon wound up sending me an email inviting me to join Amazon Vine, which it was good and good and bad. They don't tell you that you have to pay taxes on that. You do. It's not free. But it also opened up the doors to talk to sellers and agencies that go the go-betweens. And here I am now. It was then reviews for 25% of my income, then it was 50%, then it was 75%. Now it's about 90 to 95%. And selling this stuff on the flea market, at the flea market, and on Facebook Marketplace, that makes up the other part. I haven't done a spark in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, but I do miss it though, being able to get out. And I went to town today when I took her, that girl I was talking about earlier that bought the foot massager, took that to her. Of course, I made $40 on that, but I spent 72 at the Dollar Tree. And then I went by and got a haircut, and the haircut's right in front of Walmart. I started to turn Spark on, and I thought, I want to go home and try to put this fence up. And that was before that I knew it was junk, which it hopefully will keep the FedEx and drivers or UPS, whoever's cutting across the flower bed. Hopefully that'll keep them out of it. That's all I wanted it for. Next year, I'll probably, if I'm still here, I'll probably invest in a little better fencing. Winter, everything windy is not ball. I've been seeing your name a lot. Pork chop. Brandon, look at my last comment. Do you have to pay the sales tax on all the items you review, or just the Amazon ones? Just the Amazon ones. If you do Amazon buying, they send you a 1099 because they got all your info. When you're doing them for the sellers, they don't have none of your info, and it doesn't go through Amazon. You post it on Amazon to get your commissions from Amazon from the sales, but there's no tracking on it. But technically, it's a gift, and you're not getting any money to do the reviews, any money to do the videos, nothing. Technically, you can take that how you want to, but yeah, as far as getting the Amazon buying thing, yes, you get a 1099 on that, and you pay the what's that word they use? Fair market value. Did you say you spent 72? Yes, and that was 50% off. Breast 8 p.m. I see you now, Wendy. What? Hello? Y'all playing hide and seek and didn't invite me to play? We call it cat and mouse. This was back, in the 80s. Back, yeah, 80s. But it was on CB radios because most of them had a meter on them, and the closer you got, the more the meter went over because it was a stronger signal. And we would play hide. Basically, it was hide and seek, only using your vehicles and over to CB radio. Yeah, if that ain't redneck, I don't know what is. No. Yeah, I bought all kinds of stuff at the Dollar Tree. Charcoal. I've got to do a review on some tongs for grilling. So I thought, I'll fire the grill up. I haven't fired that grill up. When I moved into that apartment. What was it? Year and a half, 2 years ago. I even told everybody around there to use it if they want to. I didn't use it the whole year that I lived there, and I haven't used it since I lived here. But it's a good grill, so I'm going to fire it up. But the Dollar Tree that I went to, they're closing that one, so everything's 50% off. Is the only reason why I got all that stuff. Anyway, I've heard a lot of things about, unfortunately, negative things about Amazon Flex, though. But I'm already signed up for it, and they're supposed to let me know if they start hiring here, but they're not going to hire till they start get that warehouse open. Scrolling back to see if I missed anything. If y'all ever say anything on here, do exactly what Tim did. Say, "Hey, hey, read my comment," because sometimes I get to rattling and I'm seeing it, but it's not sinking in. I try to listen better now than what I used to, but I'm still a man. So, take that how you want to. So, tap me on the shoulder and say, "Hey, you missed my comment. Read it." Here I am singing "Here Comes Santa Claus." I don't think I missed anything. Pretty sad when Dollar Tree goes out of business. Yeah, and they're opening one right down the road from me. So apparently that location, which a long, long time ago, about where it's starting at, was the used car strip in Wichita Falls. Uh, and nothing's really ever made it down through there but car lots. I mean, we had McDuff's Electronics. I don't know if y'all are familiar with them. Back in the what was that, 70s or 70s, probably into the 80s. Uh, and then it was closed, and then it was something else. Then it was a Mexican grocery store, which was a really good grocery store. I liked it, but it went out of business. Now I guess Dollar Tree slash Family Dollar moved in there, and now they're going out of business. And there's a Dollar General. It's a little strip, a little roll of building strip mall, whatever you want to call it, a little roll of businesses, and about 3 or 4 doors down is Dollar General. Still, I mean, yep. Right. Was that Brad Paisley song? I'm just a guy. Good night, Tim. Have a good one. Hope you make some money tomorrow, but maybe you'll catch a fish. The weather because it keeps warming up. They should be spawning. I want to get out. I really want to go to Nocona, which is what is Nocona? I guess that's east of here. Yeah, I think it's east. Henrietta, well, maybe a little south. I don't know. Anyway, it's that way. I love that little lake. I don't have a boat though, but I'm a bank fisherman. One day I might have a boat, but I can buy me a boat. Wendy has no clue how to do anything. No, I don't think it may. I don't know. Oh, I should have showed Tim because Tim likes computers. I'll tell him about it. It's a mini computer. The box is only this big. I haven't opened it yet. I said, heck yeah, I'll do it. But now I think I'm going to keep it in case, knock on wood, but in case this computer crashes on me or something, then I'll have it. I'll probably get it hooked up. I've got the laptop too, but this one has 4K uh, uh, video port where you can plug in your uh, monitor, and I'll probably just get it set up. I can hook the laptop up and run it off my monitor, but that I can just put down on the shelf down here and just leave it hooked up. And then if something happens to my computer, I can just unplug the monitor cable from the computer, plug it in right there, and keep it rocking. Because I've got a little mini computer over at Emily's that I use occasionally. It lags and it runs a little slow, but it works. And this one, all the stats on it are a little bit higher, so we're going to see how it works. I'm never going to turn down any kind of cameras or regular cameras. Now, I turned down 2 dash cams in the last 3 days. I just don't feel like fooling with them, especially, you know, they're a hassle to review. I've reviewed a bunch of them, and these were nothing special, and they was wanting like seemed like $179 on Amazon, and that's ridiculous. You can buy just about the same thing now at Walmart for $39, $49. Unless they have the GPS, the Starvis chip in it from Sony. There's reasons why some of those are expensive, and this one didn't have it had GPS, but that was the only thing it had going for it. And just because they say they're 4K, the pixels is 4K, but the quality of that 4K is not 4K like with a regular camera or something. Yep. I just don't want to mess with those dash cams unless they're good. I don't know how many I've done. Apparently, I'm getting into doing security cameras because I've got 2 coming. Got 1 in there, and I did turn 1 down because it was the same old, same old. I don't know. I like the spot I'm in now because now I can get a little more particular on what I do and what I don't do, and I'm learning more about what sells and what doesn't sell because Wichita Falls is really full of people that will not spend money. You go to Dallas, Oklahoma City, and the bigger cities, people spend money like it's going like crazy. Wichita Falls, they'll spend that money, but they won't spend it in Wichita Falls. They'll drive to Dallas or Houston or Austin or Oklahoma City or Tulsa or wherever, and they'll spend money there. They won't spend it here. Never figured that out. And they've always been like that. That's why we don't have any good attractions here because the community won't support it. Hello, Presley. Howdy, howdy. I mean, what came in this? I got some hearing aids too. Well, not hearing aids, but they're for the TV. You can put them on. I got to do that review too. Man, I got my little fan blowing right here. It feels good in here. The temperature is showing 79, but it ain't. I don't think it's 70. Not 79 right here anyway. See what this weather is doing. Seeing if it is coming this way. Yeah, the bird feeders are. They're hard to get rid of. Don't look like them storms moved much. Kind of looks like they're falling apart. They ain't even coming. We call it the Cap Rock because it goes up towards Lubbock, Amarillo, out that way. I doubt they. Right now they're out in Dickens and Jayton. Oh, west of Guthrie. I know exactly where Guthrie is, but I don't know if I don't think they're going to make it. They're kind of falling apart. Ooh, there is a bunch of storms up in Oklahoma. Look at that. Up in the OK area. Oklahoma City and Tulsa may get some rain. Actually, Ray and you people out in that neck of the woods, y'all may have some rain come in by in the morning if those hold together, because it kind of got a little bit of a northern flow to it. North, probably east, was east northeast, and they are going to be running right down the state line. Looks like they're going to head right straight towards Springfield, but if they get a little more northern, it may, y'all might get wet up there. Subspeed tornadoes and storms in Texas. There is out in West Texas. Let's expand that, blow that up a little bit. The little red, if you can see it. Good man. There we go. The little red square right there is tornado warning, which that's about, oh man, 100 miles west of here. We'll see. We've had rain at night mainly several times this week. Yeah. You may have some more coming. Right, and it's severe at the moment, but when the air, oh, now they kind of changed directions. Ooh, ooh. They got tornadoes up in Oklahoma. But just a minute ago, they were showing more of an easterly flow. But those cells are going south. People, if anybody's around Enid and Watonga, what is that? Hensay, Marshall. It might, yeah, it's heading right towards Oklahoma City if it stays on that course. So, anybody around Oklahoma City, don't wear your skirts. If you do, hold them down. Congratulations, man. Congratulations on getting 3,000 subscribers, man. Oh, did I? So, well, thank you. Oh, yeah, YouTube. Let's see, National Grandpa. Who am I? Oh, wow, cool. I need to start putting out more content. And like I said a while back, I'm going to put on, start putting more tools for gig workers, you know, like the backseat liner that's technically for dogs. Excellent, excellent for gig workers if they're in a car or even an SUV or a four-door pickup, you know, somewhere where you got a back seat. Excellent for that because it protects your interior. Unless you don't care about your interior, and then it don't matter. But the good thing about them is we all know that if you've done food or grocery deliveries or anything like that with canned foods and stuff, y'all know sometimes you'll find a can of corn or something under the seat, or it fell out of the bag and it rolled under the seat. Can't help that. It happens. But with these, they won't fall out. It stays in the little hammock looking thing. But anyway, tools like that is what I'm going to start putting on here, which I've started kind of doing that. Power supplies, like the little portable power supplies, because I don't know if y'all have ever been doing orders. I've been doing shopping orders and my phone has went dead. And I've had to ask them up at customer service to watch that basket for a second. So I run out to the car and get enough charge on it to make it, because I'd be at the end of the order, to just make it about 5 minutes long enough for me to get checked out. Then I can plug my phone in. Now I've got a little thing that I plug in at the bottom of my phone. Anyway, it's good to have those. You have a good luck the last time you went to the place? Yeah, I did pretty good. I think it was about 500 or 600. So yeah, and I sold my electric wheelchair. That thing has been hard. The guy that bought it, sadly his wife has MS, but She's not to the point where she needs it, but she's getting there. But he had bought a walker from me and a lift, that if you fall on the floor, you can kind of scoot up on it and it'll pick you up. But he had bought those, and he told me any other kind of medical stuff I get to let him know. But I really hate doing medical stuff because you can't post it on Facebook. And I donated a walker, 2 or 3 walking canes to my doctor's office where I go to the doctor. Just gave it to them for them to give to the people that their Social Security won't cover it, or, because I think some of that stuff, even on Social Security, you're only allowed like a walker a year or something. I don't know. You're only allowed X amount, my understanding. Some people need that stuff and to get around, and they can't. So if you got it, why not donate it? It didn't cost me nothing. So yes, I actually sold 3. I put 3 per dollar on them. The guy bought 3 of them. I still got 197 of them. Well, your heart is there. That's good. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you can help somebody out, and he got a heck of a deal on the wheelchair. That was an $1,100 electric wheelchair. Got a really good deal, but you work in a nursing home. When I lived at the apartment where I lived, the boy next door to me, there's a nursing home right behind the apartments, and I tried to give him a couple of walkers to take over there, and he said, "Well, a lot of our patients need wheelchairs and things." Okay, I would have thought he would have took them, but I don't know. And then I had a couple of people tell me I needed to contact other like rehabilitation centers, like with electric wheelchair. But if they would give them to somebody that needed them or whatever. But I don't know if they would buy them from an individual because there might be some kind of liabilities there. So I don't know how that would work on their part. And I don't understand why you can't post it on Facebook. I understand like supplement vitamins and things like that. I understand that 100%. Ain't no way. I don't even do. Every once in a while, I get offered stuff like that to do reviews on. I'm not going to do it. But what if I reviewed a supplement and it happened to have something in it that somebody was allergic to, and they got sick or died? And I'd probably never know about it, but I would feel bad if I did hear about that. And I don't want to do anything like that. But DME, the durable medical equipment like wheelchairs and walkers and things, I don't understand why they don't. Especially if it's brand new, because all this stuff is brand new. I use it one time to do a review on, and that's it. Okay, health unit coordinator, not a nurse. They're all That was the pic of the clips I sent you from Home Depot and said thought oh, I never responded, did I? I remember seeing it and I was going to, and I just didn't. Nope. Sorry. Residence. Closest thing I've come to working in a nursing home is working at North Texas State Hospital. Hello, Chris's Gigs. What's up, Jay? I like working at the state hospital. Every once in a while, I had to float the GS and assist with showers and things like that. I wasn't real fond of that, but when you help somebody that can't help themselves, the biggest thing I got out of working at the state hospital is just talking to the people, and you find out if you. I don't know if anybody's ever worked in a mental institution or worked with mental patients, But if you really listen to them and if you have the time, listen to them, they really ain't that crazy. And they just fly from one subject to the other, but they may start talking about something just totally out there, but in their mind it's reality, and it was reality, but it was something that they watched on a movie last week or last month or a year ago. But they're not just making stuff up. It's something that really happened, whether it's on TV or not. And the majority of them just need somebody to listen. They don't really need anything more than that. And I imagine working in a nursing home is a lot like that. As far as a lot of those people, they just want somebody to talk to, somebody to listen to them and pay attention. But I do know in nursing homes, they're most of the time understaffed, and they can't take care of the things they need to take care of, which is a shame. But that I do know that's how it is. YouTube is newly on BiPlus Power Washer. Man, I got to make I got to make a video on this. It is if you're still here, Mom, the one that I gave you, it's a hose end sprayer, but people, Jetsano is one of the, this is the guy that I asked him what, because some of these people are saying that there's commercials and stuff on these, and it's showing people almost levitating and talking about how high pressure they are. And I'm like, it's a hose end sprayer. It does not have any kind of pump on it. So you should not expect high pressure out of that, other than the only thing that makes it feel like high pressure, and it does do a good job on washing bird poop off a car, is the attachment that goes on the end of it. It has a little bitty hole, which makes it like a jet stream. That's what makes the high pressure. It's not, you don't have any more volume of water. It's the same, whatever's coming into your house is all you're going to get out of it. But I'm going to have to check that out. But anyway, I was going to make a follow-up video on that and try to clear that up, because a lot of people think that they're buying them and they're not thinking about this is not, it doesn't run on gas, doesn't run on electricity, so there can't be a pump in it, because it's got to be running on something if there's a pump in it. Otherwise, it's basically a hose end sprayer. So I need to make another video on that. Summertime's coming up, so remind me to do that, Mom. We got to have a garage sale too. I got so much stuff over at my mom's in the garage. We need to have a garage sale, and before it gets hot. Jay, I told you, Brandon, you and Ray need adult supervision. Presley, Ray blamed you. Oh, what did I miss? My son was. Oh, your son was. I hate the nurse who must never brought a customer's order to them, and I got a contract violation I have delivered to the customer before with no issues. We had one nurse, especially during COVID, you had to take it to the nurse's station and hope that they got their order. My son was at the state hospital in Kansas for 3 months. It's not a fun place to be, but it can help. But sadly, where I worked, a lot of the patients, probably 85% of them, were there because of drugs, because they've kind of fried their brain a little bit. But that doesn't mean they're bad people. They just make bad choices and things happen. But there's still quite a few that's in there. Some of them, one of the guys I really got along really good with him. He was about my age. He fell off a bicycle and hit a curb. And just a bicycle accident. Him and his brothers riding bicycles, and it became a mental patient. Well, we had a teen unit that I'd float over there every once in a while. It's called CAPS. But some of there's different situations, but it don't matter if it's a kid, a young adult, people my age, old people. Most of them just want somebody to talk to, somebody that can actually sit down and listen to them. And if you hear enough of their stories, you become more experienced with how to handle that. And I don't know. It's just my son is doing nursing. What is it called? Uh, CNA, but he had said that that's what he's liking is just being able to help people. So I'm proud of him for that because that's the key to life. Help people. So yeah, I remembered. It took me a minute. Helping people is what it's all about. Hi, Brandon's mom. She's here. She's probably on her tablet or watching it on TV or I don't know. My son was the percent that was not there due to drugs. Yeah, well, if you went, well, I know you went to out there, and so you saw, and that there is a bunch there that is from drugs, but there is a bunch that's not. A lot of them sometimes act like the guy that fell off the bicycle. We had one guy, uh, he wasn't on my unit, he was on another unit. He could tell you the winner of every Super Bowl, every what do you call it, the baseball, the I'm not a baseball player or a watcher. I don't care nothing about it. But anyway, he can tell you the winners of all that stuff in hockey and all that. And he worked for the railroad, but he had a accident on the job, and he fell and hit his head. And he said it made me crazy. And used to, I always was told crazy people don't think they're crazy; they think everybody else is crazy. But the people that I talked to, they all knew they had problems. They didn't. They said, "Y'all ain't got problems. We got problems." So I don't know where that old theory come up, but none of them I ever talked to, they all knew they had problems. And there is some that go to the state hospital because they don't have anywhere else to go. And there's a bunch that go there. And Texas started transferring them from prison to the state hospital to uh, lower the prison population. So we got a lot of people coming from the prisons. And now where I worked, it, they say it's not going to, but they put in a 10 or 12-foot fence with wire on the top. And so that's probably going to be criminal, have criminal units, which is not fair to put them with the regular. It's what I didn't like about some of the units that I floated to, because you had people that was real criminals. I mean, assault peace officers, all kinds of things. And then they put them in there with people that do really have mental problems that wasn't self-inflicted, shall we say. And that's not right for them to put them all together. But it's a state-funded place. That's the way it goes. We have some young people at the nursing home as well. One is deaf, one is blind. The one who's deaf is also in a wheelchair, and the blind man is on dialysis. That bites. Well, I'm half blind and half deaf. I got them both, if you haven't noticed. Oh, exactly, Brandon. Always good to help people. Yeah, it is. Where are you going live tonight? I'm crazy. I'm crazy. You're crazy. I mean, if you're not a little bit crazy, you're probably a lot crazier than what you think you are. Everybody, you got to be a little crazy to just you drive your you you'd fall off the cliff if you didn't have a little bit of craziness in you. And if everybody was normal, what fun would life be? It's like having all the money in the world. What's the point? Got to always have something to work for and look forward to. I know some crazy people who don't know they're crazy. BSC. LLL, I'm going to see. No, where's the other? I don't know what BSC stands for. The BS is my initials, but Miss Woman has grounded me. Wow, it's 10:20, y'all. Where did the time? Oh, I came on late. That kind of threw me off. But anyway, supposed to have another flea market close to here that we're going to go to, but it's supposed to rain again this weekend, so I doubt that happens. Wow. Target achieved. I just dropped my watch and little things started flying saying target achieved. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Crazy. Did y'all hear talking about crazy? Patsy Cline. They actually have an album that either just came out or is coming out of Patsy Cline. It was I guess the family had the record recordings and they was just never released to the public. So now they're supposed to be releasing it to the public. Apparently the family's run out of all the money that she made them. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I just saw that on the news break the other day. I didn't read the whole thing. I just read the top of it. Finally get some nice weather in Michigan. It was 85 today. Wow. I don't know what we got up today. It was nice. It wasn't really all that hot. Jace works criminal. No, Jace doesn't work on the criminal unit. And unless he's transferred because he worked with Eddie. Oh, okay. Now I know what BSC is. Thank you, Ray. Uh, yeah, he did work on it where I worked with Eddie. He does have to float over there because we was talking about that, but I don't know. Maybe he might have transferred over there. He used to. It paid more. I don't know if it still does. It says today was 78. Tomorrow's supposed to be 80. 19% chance of rain. 48% Saturday. Man, we got rain all next week too. Oh wow, that's interesting to hear some more of your old recording. Yeah, that's what I read on the news break. Brandon, we know you can stay up until 2. Oh, when I went to the doctor, I was asking her, tell her that a lot of times my mind gets going and I can't sleep. She gave me some sleeping medicine, but I had told her, I said, what's it been? 23 years, 24 years. I said, about 24 years ago, I tried all kinds of sleeping medicine and nothing worked except a wine cooler. I could drink about that much of a wine cooler, and I'd sleep like a baby. I took one of those sleeping pills last night and the night before, and I don't know. I did sleep solid from about 2 or 3 this morning till about 11, which I need to get my sleeping habits, but I don't know. When I go to bed, my mind starts going, and then I'll get my phone and I'll look at something, and then it's just one thing to the other. And then occasionally I'll get up and come back in here and turn the computer back on for a minute. But these sellers and agencies that I work for are all on the other side of the world. So it's 10:24 here in the PM. It's 11:24 a.m. there, or 12:24. I can't remember if they're 13 or 14 hours ahead. High was 48 today. Our high, where are you? Good grief, you in Alaska or what? That's 59. Brr. It's supposed to be springtime. Mary, you're in Florida, right? I think that's where you're at. Man, there's a lot of notifications. 70 all it got up there? Hmm. Well, that wasn't a lot more, a lot cooler than us. This the thing shows 78 was high. Y'all Yankees up there in Tulsa. Got around 60 today. 64 right now. I just looked at it. What did it say? 67 here. That's why I don't think. That's another reason why I don't really think them storms are going to make it this far. And if they do, it's just going to be rain. It's going to hit that stable. Look, yeah, they're all the tornado warnings and all that's kaplook gone. Probably get some rain, maybe, if it holds together. Yeah, Brown, quit sending me your rain. You, there, speaking of which, now I don't think he was here a while ago. There was some tornadoes out, where was I looking? Way west of you, but they was heading that way. But I think they was going to, it looked like they was dipping south, going more towards the city. Where am I at? There's Enid. Oh, there's Enid. Okay. See what they're doing now. Well, I don't know. You're probably going, if you get wet, we're probably going to get wet about the same time, because almost, well, actually, those are closer to you than they are. That's what you got heading your way. So, you can see it. But there's a little bit of hell in it. But the further east it goes, the weaker it's going to get. So it's probably just going to get rain. Let's see. It's in Fairview. Not real sure where that's at. Let's see if I can find a place I know where it's at. Man, how far east I got to go before I can find a town I know where it's at? There's Bartlesville. I've heard of that. Anyway, you're probably gonna get wet in a little while. It's too cold. Too nader here. Well, that's what I say. The air is going to hit that stable air and that cooler air, and I mean it can happen. It's just not likely, but it can. And who's going to bed? Whoever's going to bed. Good night. Good night. Oh, Mary's going to bed. I'm gonna go say. Oh, okay, okay. Have a good night, Mary. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, if I would guess about 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock. Here, it's not really moving that much. but it's like here, it's all going this way towards Wichita Falls and towards Tulsa, between Tulsa and Oklahoma City somewhere. We'll see. But 'tis the season. I need to go do those reviews, y'all. And I don't think I have any editing to do right now, but I need to do those lights because they have to be done at night. Glad you made it home, Jay. What was for dinner tonight? I know that wasn't a question for me, but I'm thinking, what did I have for dinner? I don't remember. I ate sloppy Joe. Sloppy Joe. I ate sloppy Joes about 1 o'clock. I think that's the only thing I've ate. Yeah, that's all I've ate. Good. Oh, I know the Texas Panhandle is getting ripped apart. Yeah, that's what I was looking at a while ago. It's out Fort Ada and Lubbock. They had tornado warning over there just a little bit ago. Actually, it's further west than Fort Ada, isn't it? Well, not really. There's Matador, Aspermont. Well, it looks like they got another tornado warning going. Where is that? It is Jayton, just west of Jayton. I've heard of Jayton. I probably. I don't know. It's coming up on Aspermont and Mundy and Haskell. But I bet it when it comes over off that cap rock, I bet it dies. It's actually already it's on the cap rock because that's east of Lubbock. Well, I'll be up for a little while. I'll see what happens. I bet that tornado warning expires so in the next hour. Just I don't know. It's going to hit this cooler air, and that'll be that. It's northeast of Amarillo. What are you seeing northeast of Amarillo? Oh, those storms are heading your way. What I'm looking at is south of Amarillo, down east of Lubbock. Yeah, those that are northeast of Amarillo is well, actually, that's a big line all the way from just northeast, northeast of Amarillo, all the way over into almost into Kansas. That's a pretty good and strong line. Tornado warning on it again. Where is that? When you zoom in, you can't read the writing. Anyway, Hitchcock, Oakwood, Wacoma. Anyway, pork chop out too. Well, good night, pork chop. I'm fixing to get off too. I've been rattling. I sorry y'all. I just get rattling. You know, we can be talking about the DoorDash or Spark, and then we be talking about the weather, and then we're talking about fishing. You just never know. Talking about Amazon. Never know. It's real life though. It's not. It's whatever we want to talk about because it's YouTube, which it's our tube. Anyway, I am going to get off here too, so I can go do at least 2 of those reviews, and I might ought to eat something. I'm not really hungry though at the moment, but I'd rather not wait till it got too late. Anyway, I'm going to get off here and Fortune Woman. Yeah, that was on Rays. Yeah. Yep. You just never know. Yep, it's our tube. I'm going to get off here, y'all, and try to get some work done. Maybe get to bed by midnight. We'll see. Anyway, appreciate y'all coming by. And T-Ron, I don't know if I don't know if I ever said hi, but howdy. I know I saw you come up, and I don't know. I'm crazy. Anyway, y'all have a good night. Y'all what's that? Y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever it is you want to do. It's amazing how fast I can say that now. It's kind of like I am an Amazon associate, so any qualifying purchases that you may make through any of my Amazon links, I will receive a small commission from. Thank you. Have a good night. Anyway, for real. Y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing, doing whatever you want to do, but really do something besides work. It's not all about work. Yeah, we all got to work to pay the bills, but try to enjoy life a little bit, just a little. Well, I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Y'all have a good night, and thanks for being here and all that fun stuff. Good night, y'all. Watch the weather. Pay attention. Good night.